new iPad Air is out, and this one is a massive upgrade. Not just because of the colors, the looks or the design. Design is similar, but there are a lot of changes internally. Well, just one change to be honest, and that is the M1. The mighty M1 is now on the iPad Air, making it the iPad Pro. In a way, yes, it does a lot of things that the iPad Pro does, but in a little less budget. You don't have to spend as much as you would spend on the iPad Pro. So this is the iPad Air, just kidding. This is the iPad Mini, which is in the similar color that we have with the similar Smart Folio color, the purple color iPad Mini, and the purple iPad Smart Folio case for the iPad Mini. And the iPad Air looks very similar to this because they all have now evolved to the iPad Pro design language, except the basic iPad that you get. Other than that, if you haven't seen our iPad Mini video, you can just click on the pop-up above or in the description below. So now let's do the unboxing of the iPad Air and see what comes in the box. So here we are, the iPad Smart Folio for the iPad Air, and this is the latest iPad Air, which is the 2022 iPad Air, and this is the Indian retail unit for 82,900 rupees, roughly around 83,000 rupees, because this is the 256 GB variant. So it comes in two variants now, 64 and 256. This is the top of the line iPad Air, 5th generation, Wi-Fi plus cellular, and 256 GB. So what are we waiting for? Let's go ahead and unbox it. So unboxing has got really simple now. All you need to do is pick this tab and pull it. And if you haven't guessed it by now, it is in purple color. Let me show you how you know it's purple. First of all, you see this purple and the names are in purple. The Apple logos are in purple. So everything depicts what color it is. And I was really excited to see this color because I use the iPad Mini in a similar color. So let's go ahead and unbox it. Simple pull of the tab on the top now. So both the tabs are off. Now we'll rotate the box again. And are you ready for the moment of unboxing? So this is the new iPad Air. We'll just lift the tab again. Take this paper off. And look what a beautiful color this is. The purple is like silver with a hint of purple, which looks really nice. So this is the iPad Air in purple color. This is the latest generation, the 5th generation, and you can see the purple is so subtle. It's like silver with a hint of purple on it, and it looks really nice, and it definitely lives up to its name, the Air, with such a slim chassis and thin body. Obviously the camera modules and few changes are there. We'll talk about it later on in the video. We'll just see what else comes in the box. So right underneath the iPad is the booklet, and of course it'll have the big Apple stickers. Let's unbox that and see. So the iPad Air booklet, quick start guide, and some things about the iPad, SIM ejector tool, and two Apple logo stickers. This is the moment of truth. Yes, you get the charger in the box, which is great because you don't get them on the iPhones now. So you get a Type-C charger and Type-C to Type-C cable. So now that we have unboxed the iPad Air, we definitely need to unbox the iPad Smart Folio case. Now it looks really nice, and it's exactly the same color that you get the iPad in, which is really nice because this time what they've done is whatever color you get the iPad for, the same color you get the Smart Folio also. Now this Smart Folio is again an Indian retail unit which retails for 7,500 rupees. Yes, 7,500 rupees for this, and this case works with the iPad Air 4th generation and 5th generation. So even if you have the previous generation of iPad, you can use this case. So let's pull the tab up and take out the iPad Folio case. Again, simple unboxing, no plastic, nothing. Environment friendly packaging, so you get nothing inside. It's just to protect the case from holding and getting dents. And soft back, you can see magnetic, it'll stick to the iPad, and there's nothing else in this box. So you see the Apple logo. Now what we'll do is just quickly fit the iPad here and show it to you. So all you need to do is just simply keep the iPad on the case. It sticks and aligns itself magnetically, and voila, you're done. So simple. And the magnets are strong, so you don't need to worry about dropping it. It's like the magnet stick itself and it's sturdy. So, and you can also use this case in many ways, like if you want to make it like a stand, you can do that. If you want to use it as a keyboard typing device, you can do that. So all these things are with the case, and this has been going on since forever because iPad comes with folio cases, and this is one that comes in the same colors and looks really nice. As you can see, matches the body of the iPad Air. Now let's just set it up and see how good is the iPad Air in 2022. Well, before we start the video, just gonna show you a little size comparison between the iPad Air and the iPad Mini. So this is how the iPad Mini looks next to the iPad Air. But we're also gonna do a video where we show you the iPad, the basic iPad that you can get, the iPad Mini, the iPad Air, and of course the iPad Pro. So we'll be doing that video for you guys where we showcase all the iPads, the best of each, and which one to buy. So this is the purple color and it looks fantastic. The lens module is almost same, and you can see what has changed. First of all, it comes in 5 new colors and with similar cases. Now if you talk about the design, Apple logo here, the 12 megapixel camera, no flashlight. So if you're trying to do night videos or night photography or even use it as a torch, sorry, no option here. So there's only one lens module which is 12 megapixel and a microphone. All you see is this lines running across. That is only on the cellular model because these are the 5G LTE band, and this is what the antennas running across the body. So that's the design language. If you don't have the cellular model, you won't see these lines on the body. Now this is smart magnetic connector for your keyboards and accessories and all. So if you look on the top, you get the power button, which also acts as Touch ID. Yes, no Face ID here, which you get on the iPad Pro. So during this video, while we showcase everything, we'll also keep telling you what is there and in comparison to what you're missing on this one compared to iPad Pro, or if you go a little lower on the iPad Mini or the regular iPad. So you get 4 speaker grills, but this is a dual speaker setup. You don't get a quad speaker setup that you get on the iPad Pro. So dual speaker setup and dual microphones, one at the back, one on the top. And also what is upgraded now is the ultra wide 12 megapixel camera on the front, which gives you center stage. So if you're hopping around, it automatically focuses you. All the apps that you would need for video conferencing, it works seamlessly with those apps. Now, like the iPad Mini, the power button is aligned very well. So if you hold it in landscape mode, your index finger from the left hand would land here and you can unlock the device easily. Similarly, if you're holding the iPad here, like with your left hand or a right hand, or if you both hands in portrait mode, your right index finger will land where the Touch ID is exactly. The volume rockers automatically turn the way you use them. So the gyro sensor knows if you're holding the iPad in portrait or landscape, and accordingly the volume buttons act, which is a great feature. Now next to the volume rocker, in the middle you'll see support for Apple Pencil 2. So you can magnetically put it here and charge while doing your work. So Apple Pencil support 2 is here. You have the SIM tray here because this is the LTE models and it supports 5G. We won't be able to test 5G because it hasn't launched in India commercially yet. And on the bottom you'll see again speaker grills, but in the center is the USB Type-C port. Now this USB Type-C port does not support Thunderbolt, but is a USB 3.1 port which supports speeds up to 10 Mbps. So yes, the iPad Pro gets a Thunderbolt support. This one just gets a USB 3.1. Now, this was all about the design and the ports of the device. Now let's talk about build quality. We've heard some rumors and some people are complaining that there is creaking issues with the device. Now, it can be on your device. Do let us know if you also feel that your iPad Air has creaky issues, and if you feel there's a panel gap and you can feel that you can press it. For me, it certainly feels that there is some gap because it doesn't feel as solid as the iPad Pro or the iPad Mini, and I definitely feel that there is some creakiness in the body, but not sure if your device has it or not. So do let us know in the comment section if you feel there is some creaky issue in your iPad Air 2022. Other than that, the build quality is seamless. It feels really nice to hold. The bezels are where you want your thumbs to rest. So now let's talk about the display and these bezels and why they're thicker than you get on the iPad Pro. So in terms of display, you get a 10.9 inches, which is diagonally measured display. It is an LED display and it supports P3 color gamut. It has 500 nits of brightness and it has a 60 Hz refresh rate. And that is what it differentiates from something like an iPad Pro, which comes with XDR display, OLED display, and also a refresh rate of 120 Hz. So if you are somebody who needs high refresh rates, definitely the iPad Pro is for you. So if you're spending around 55,000 rupees, which is the base model 64 GB, you get this as a tablet that you can use on for most of the things. If you want something that has a better display, better gaming capabilities in terms of refresh rates, then the iPad Pro. And secondly, if you're a professional who needs a professional device, the iPad Pro is the answer for that. But again, 64 GB in 2022 is something that I would not recommend, because iPad is something that you use for a lot of gaming, a lot of content. You'll be downloading a lot of content. You might be downloading a lot of movies on this device, and then you'll fill up your space in no time. So the next option is not 128 GB and it is 256 GB. And for that, you need to spend 68,900 rupees, almost 69,000 rupees. And that is again not cellular plus Wi-Fi, that is just Wi-Fi model. And if you need cellular plus Wi-Fi, you'll end up paying 82,900 rupees. So this is what the model is for 82,900 rupees, which is Wi-Fi plus cellular and 256 GB. Now the question is, would you spend 83,000 rupees on the iPad Air, or just spend in a bit more and get the iPad Pro? So you can get the iPad Air in 5 finishes, which is Space Gray, Starlight, Pink, Purple and Blue. Now if you're wondering what's the weight of the device, because you'll be holding it for longer times and you might be consuming a lot of content on this or working and might be holding it in your hands for a longer time, then the weight of this device is 461 grams. And if you buy the wireless plus cellular, you'll add 1 gram to it. It'll be 462 grams. Now, since the iPad Air comes with the mighty M1 processor, which powers, let's count, the MacBook Air, the MacBook Pro, the Mac Mini, the iPad Pro, the iPad Air. So on this one, you get the M1 with 8-core CPU, 8-core graphics, neural engine, and of course 8 GB of RAM. On the Pro, on the higher versions, you get 16 GB of RAM. So that's how it differentiates in each aspect when you're getting the Pro or the Air. So in terms of the operating system or the software which you'll be using most of the time, it comes out of the box with iOS 15.4, which is the latest. And with each year, we've seen a lot of improvements in iPad OS, and this one is no exception. But the main factor is that now it is powered by the M series of processor, which is the M1. So not only you get faster processing, but the battery life on the M1 is incredible. It's just the greatest of all times. So the last differentiating factor, considering if you should buy the iPad Air or iPad Pro, then is this, the camera module. On the iPad Air, you get a 12 megapixel camera, which is the standard camera you get across the iPad range now. But on the iPad Pro, you also get an ultra-wide lens and a LiDAR scanner. So a lot of professionals need LiDAR scanner for their work now, especially designers and other people who need the LiDAR scanner to do their work. So for those people especially, that is an important aspect, and that's why you need to get the iPad Pro. But other than that, iPad Air is a very solid device, and for somebody who's not wanting the Pro things, not wanting the Pro specs, definitely should consider the iPad Air 5th generation. And if you are on the previous generation, this one is mighty fast thanks to the M1. So that's it about the first look of the iPad Air on the Unbiased blog. We'll see you in the next one.